Chapter 8. The Legacy. The Enduring Shadow of the Mughal Empire. Introduction. When empires fade, legacies remain. Empires rise, empires fall. But only a few leave behind a legacy so deep that centuries later, their influence still shapes language, culture, art, and identity. The Mughal Empire may have collapsed politically in the 19th century, but its legacy continues to live in stone, in words, in flavors, and in the very soul of the Indian subcontinent. This is the story of what the Mughals left behind, a legacy that outlived kings, armies, and time itself. 1. Architectural legacy. Stone that speaks. Perhaps the most visible legacy of the Mughals is their architecture. From the red sandstone forts of Agra and Delhi to the white marble perfection of the Taj Mahal, Mughal architecture transformed the landscape of India. They perfected symmetry and geometric precision, grand domes and soaring minarets, intricate inlay work using precious stones, gardens based on Persian charbagh design, structures like Taj Mahal, Red Fort, Jama Masjid, Humayun's tomb stand today not just as monuments but as expressions of emotion, power, and philosophy. These buildings were not just constructed, they were composed like poetry in stone. 2. Language and literature. The rise of Urdu. The Mughal era witnessed the birth of a new cultural language, Urdu, a fusion of Persian, Arabic, Turkish, and local Indian dialects. Urdu became the language of poetry, court culture, and refined expression. Under Mughal patronage, poetry flourished. Poets like Mir Taqi Mir and Mirza Ghalib later shaped its soul. The Mughal courts became centers of literature, calligraphy, and intellectual exchange. Even today, Urdu remains one of the most expressive languages in the world. 3. Cuisine. Flavors of an empire. The Mughal kitchen transformed Indian food forever. Their chefs blended Central Asian, Persian, and Indian traditions to create a royal cuisine rich in aroma and flavor. Signature contributions include biryani, korma, kebabs, nihari, pulao. Cooking became an art form, slow-cooked, layered, and aromatic. Even today, Mughlai cuisine remains synonymous with luxury and indulgence. 4. Art, painting, and aesthetics. The Mughal rulers were great patrons of art. Miniature painting reached its golden age under the Mughals, combining Persian techniques with Indian realism. Paintings depicted court life, royal hunts, festivals, portraits of emperors. Art was not decoration, it was a visual record of history. Jewelry design, textiles, and calligraphy also flourished, influencing Indian aesthetics for centuries. 5. Administration and governance. The Mughal administrative system laid foundations for modern governance. Key features included a centralized bureaucracy, revenue systems based on land measurement, written records and accountability, professional military administration. Many of these systems were later adopted by the British colonial administration. Even modern Indian bureaucracy carries traces of Mughal administrative principles. 6. Religious and cultural synthesis. Perhaps the greatest legacy of the Mughals was cultural synthesis. Despite religious differences, Mughal India fostered coexistence. Hindu, Muslim, Jain, and Sikh traditions influenced each other. This blend created a shared cultural identity seen in art, language, music, and everyday life. The Mughal period proved that diversity could be a strength rather than a weakness. Conclusion. A legacy that endures. Empires rise and fall, but legacies endure. The Mughal Empire may have vanished from political power, but its influence remains deeply woven into the fabric of South Asia. From monuments that touch the sky to verses that touch the heart. From cuisine that delights the senses to ideas that shaped civilization. The Mughals left behind more than ruins. They left behind a civilization. And that legacy continues to live on.